My name is PALLAVI. I've been in EP since freshman year, and EP, or the Excelano Project, is Penn's first and only spoken word poetry group.
So the Excelano Project was founded in 2001 by Carlos Andres Gomez, Warren Longmire, and Joy Dyer. They founded in the fall of 2001, and ever since, there have been poets who have been blessed to take the stage and be a part of this family. We write our own poems, perform our own poems.
We do 2 shows, one in the fall, one in the spring, and then we also do a collaboration show with The Inspiration, which is another R&B a cappella group on campus. And then we also do workshops, community service, guest spots, and slam poet competitions as well.
I think my favorite thing about the Excelano Project is that we all push each other to be like the best poets we can be.
I think the fact that I don't know, it's gonna sound generic, but probably like gives a voice that is otherwise pretty unheard.
The ways we hold each other, the ways we kick back, the ways we can talk about the things that are happening in our lives, and the way in which art allows us to dive into those things and not be so awkward.
My favorite thing about EP is definitely the people, which sounds cliche, but they're not cliche at all. They're just the most thoughtful and mindful group of people I've met so far at Penn.
I really think that I found a family and a home in Excelano here on campus.
I mean, poetry is great and art is like great, but like it's really obviously the people in the group with me and the people that came before us as well that, you know, make the group what it is.
So my favorite EP memory is probably our alumni show, where we just had like a ton of really impressive, really awesome alum coming back to campus and like sharing their work with us.
Right before every show, we huddle, current members and alumni, and we each take turns bringing someone into the space. And I brought in my little sister, Debbie. And it was in that moment that I felt like I truly, truly belonged in this circle of poets.
I was giving my poem, I was feeling it, it was going well, and then I forgot a part, and I stood there in an awkward silence. I decided to walk off stage and do a re-grand entrance, and I had everyone clap for me again, for me to forget the poem at the same spot again. I think it was extremely hilarious, and it was very humbling for me as a poet.
My favorite EP memory was my first cipher, and a cipher is this thing that we do after our shows where all of the past poets that used to be in Excelano come back and recite the poetry that they've been working on.
I know initiation was a very, very fun experience for me just because it was great to kind of get a sense of the community that AP seemed to be.
And I didn't know how initiation worked at all. So it was just a very confusing but really fun night that started off a great experience.
After the show passes, there's this like feeling of fullness of like just being really glad that you were able to like create an experience and like share multiple pieces of work with people.
My favorite poet is Audre Lorde, because why wouldn't it be Audre Lorde?
My favorite poet is Langston Hughes.
Probably Robert Frost right now.
The poet I think I keep returning to right now is Aracelis Girmay.
In EP is probably KAMARA.
I loved PALLAVI's poem from our last show, To Feel a Forest for Myself.
I love the history and I love the people in this group. I'm just thankful to be a part of this family.